Hello, and welcome to the next episode of my podcast. As always, these are based on my life, my experiences, and are based on some of the writings you can read on my website. My website is WaygookinWay.com. That's WaygookinWay.com. For questions or comments, you can send me an email at contact@WaygookinWay.com. So this will be a video. I'll make the long version now, and then I'll do the short version of different topics later. But today I'm basically talking about traveling to Korea. Not moving to Korea, but traveling. It's coming up on springtime, and excuse me, for many people, that is the most beautiful time of year to go to Korea. And so, because of that, some of you have been wanting some information about traveling to South Korea. What you need to look for, what can you do, and so hopefully some of these tips will make things easier. And then, as I said, I'll break down each one separately in separate podcasts. But this is just to get this out there for people looking to make plans to go to Korea, and hopefully the information will help you out. So, one of the questions people ask the most is, what is the best time of year to go to Korea? And that really depends on you, and it depends on what you want to do in Korea. So, if you're looking to go and save some money, a lot of times winter time is the cheapest time of year. Korea is a peninsula, so it can get very humid and it can get very wet. So people sometimes don't like going to Korea during the winter time, although everything being covered covered in snow does make for some really beautiful scenery in Korea. So if you're looking for that and you're trying to book long term, you may want to think about winter time. Springtime and fall time probably are the most popular times of year to go. Summertime is a nice time to be in Seoul. Obviously the sun is out longer, so if you want to do outdoor activities, then summertime is perfect. But it is hot in Korea. As I said, it's a peninsula. You're surrounded by water on three sides, so there is high humidity that you do have to contend with. So those of you who are in North America, and you're in mountainous regions where there isn't as much humidity, that will definitely be something for you to think about. So springtime, fall time, the weather is cooler. The sun isn't out as long as in summertime, but it's definitely enjoyable. Fall time, the leaves are changing. Springtime, in the beginning, there are the cherry blossoms blooming in Korea, so definitely a beautiful time to go through the park. Be careful if you have allergies to stuff like that, but pretty much any time is a good time to go to Korea. It's a very beautiful country, a lot of scenery, especially if you're trying to go from one end of Korea to the other. Say you're trying to go from Seoul to Busan or Busan to Seoul, then taking the bus and seeing the beautiful scenery of Korea is definitely something that is amazing. So, just to answer a few concerns people have when traveling to Korea. So, first off, of course, is make sure you have your passport. Some airlines will not allow you to book your plane ticket reservation unless you have a valid passport that'll get you into Korea. And so with your passport, it does need to have, I believe, 6 months worth of time left on it when you enter Incheon International Airport. There are other airports in Korea, so some people fly into Busan. There are some deals there, especially if you're having a layover in Japan or you're coming from another part of Asia. Gimpo International Airport is sometimes used for inter-Asian travel. So Gimpo was the old international airport. The new one that's used for most international flights is Incheon International Airport. So, things you need to know about flying: make sure your passport is ready. When you fly to Korea, and this is based on my experience flying from the United States going to Korea. During your flight time, you'll be given something to fill out just for customs information. You do go through customs and you get your passport stamped. They check to make sure that there's enough time on it, just so that it's not a situation where, say you're going to be in Korea for 2.5 months, but you only have a month left on your passport, and then you cannot leave Korea. That's the reason for that. So you will go through all that. Most airlines will have you show your passport before they let you board the plane. So you're used to, in the United States, you're probably used to showing your picture ID once you get to airport security. But in my experience flying out of San Francisco, on United Airlines, you have to show your passport with your boarding pass before you can get on the plane, to make sure that you have one so you can enter the country of Korea. So passport is definitely important. If your passport is coming up, then you need to renew it. Also, in the case of United States citizens, there are two passports. There's a passport book and a passport card. The card is only for traveling through North America, not boarding a plane. The passport card will not allow you to enter into a foreign country via plane travel. So if you only have a passport card, you need to get the passport book. Passports you do have to pay for 4 to 6 weeks. Typical processing time. You can pay more and get it sooner, or there are some post offices where they can process passport the same day. So you do have to be there early. You have to have everything ready, and you're going to have to be in that area all day and hope you can get your passport. You need to check with the post office that you're looking to go to see if that is a possibility and if it will cost you more money. So that's that when it comes to passports. When it comes to plane travel, planes, they typically do try to pack people into the planes. So if you are a taller person, like myself, I am 195 centimeters, so shade over 6 feet 4 inches. If you need legroom, try to book your ticket and get an exit row. Yes, airlines do charge extra for that now, but it is worth it if you have a long flight. So definitely I would say go ahead, pay the extra money for that. Or if you're going to really splurge, perfect time to get a first class ticket. Or if you're writing this off as a business trip, then perfect time to go first class or business class. So definitely keep that in mind. Also make sure whatever airline you're flying on that you have their rewards membership, so that you get credit for your bonus miles, and then that way whatever miles you end up earning, you're that much closer to getting a free trip back to Korea in the future. As far as money is concerned, and I've talked about this before, check conversion rates, check offices, and see how much the conversion rate will be if you get money before you go via a bank. If you don't want to do that, the other options are you can have cash and you can exchange at the airport. So depending upon the airport, office may or may not be open in time. Once you get to Incheon, you can exchange money for Korean won there, and it can be cheaper that way. Or if you have your bank card and you have ATM access, a lot of cards, at least in the US, have the, I think it's called Pulse or Plus logo. Those cards can be used internationally, but the thing you need to be aware of is what fee they will charge. Now, of course, if you have a credit card and it's a business or a travel card, a lot of times those will have a 0% foreign transaction fee. Some banks charge up to 8% foreign transaction fee, and you could pay that much or more if you try to get cash exchange for Korean won at the bank that you bank at. So definitely check that out. In my case, I have a bank that only charges a 1% foreign transaction fee. So when it came time for me to get money, I went to an ATM at a hotel in Gangnam. The used to be the Seoul Renaissance Hotel, now it's the Bellassance Hotel in Gangnam. The ATM did have an English option. I put in my bank card. The maximum that I could withdraw was 100,000 won, or roughly $100 worth of money at that time. And so, because I was using a foreign card, it charged a $4 fee. And so, it was $100 plus $4 for me to do that. And because my bank charged a 1% foreign transaction fee, it only cost me an extra dollar. So $105 to get $100 worth of Korean currency, which would have been roughly 100,000 won. That's 5%, whereas some banks would have charged me 8 to 10%. So I definitely save money that way. That's also a good option for you if you do not want to carry a bunch of cash. You will need cash for street vendors. You will need cash in Korea if you're trying to buy street food. So definitely keep that in mind. You will need cash for certain things. But if you don't want to carry around a ton of cash, just what you need at the time, ATMs and your ATM card is definitely a great option. Make sure you call up all your credit and banking card numbers as well before you leave for Korea. Let them know the time period in which you'll be gone and where you will be, so that they don't flag any transactions. Otherwise, the first time your card is used, there could be a freeze put on your account to say that your card cannot be used because of a strange foreign transaction. You would then have to contact your bank or credit card and then get them to take the freeze off, but that could take a while, which means you could be without money for a while. So definitely contact your financial institutions in that regard. As far as where you can stay, some of you have seen my blog post about would I stay at a hostel in Seoul. There's hotels and then there's hostels. Hostels are definitely going to be cheaper, but you sometimes get what you pay for at a hostel. So a hostel, sometimes you could have 6 to 10 people in a room. It's like being in a dormitory, basically. So you're all sharing this room. There's these bunk beds. There's different people. So if you really want to save money, that would be a way you could go. There's shared bathrooms, stuff like that. So that depends on you. Some hostels are more private, and those will cost you more, but they have private rooms that lock. Some even have their own private bathroom. Most have a laundry facility, so you can do your laundry while you're there in Korea. So if you want to go that route, you can. If you want to go a more expensive route, then you can definitely stay at hotels. There's plenty of nice hotels in Korea. For those of you worried about the bathroom issue, and if you've been to Korea, you know what this is referring to, but some of the bathrooms are squatter toilets. So they're not the toilets that you have in the United States, per se. Definitely hotels don't have those from what I've seen, but be aware of that when it comes to toilets in Korea. Some bathrooms do not have soap in them, so that's something you may want to be aware of. Bring some hand sanitizer with you. Others do not have toilet paper inside the stall. So I have been in bathrooms where the toilet paper is outside the stall and you're supposed to take what you think you'll need into the stall with you. So definitely be aware of that issue. Also, for some toilets, you're not allowed to flush toilet paper down the drain. There is a container off to the side where you're supposed to put all of your used toilet paper because the plumbing is old. So definitely be aware of that option also. Another thing you may want to be aware of, a lot of places, especially if they're older, do not have central air conditioning or heating. Korea, there's places that have heated floors because people sit on the floor a lot. So if it's a heated floor, then that's what you will use to heat where you're going to be. If there's no central air conditioning and it's hot, you'll see a lot of people with hand fans or handkerchiefs to wipe sweat off of their face. So again, just be very careful when it comes to that as well. So I did rush through a lot of this, and I did skip a few items that I think would be important, but this is just to give you a basis of what you can look for and what you can do to make your trip a little bit easier in Korea. I'm going to break these down one by one in future episodes, and I'm going to also talk about some other things such as what apps you need to search for and why. Also, T-Money card. That's a prepaid card for public transportation. I'll go more into that as well. So any questions you have regarding traveling to Korea, then definitely let me know. Again, the website, WaygookinWay.com. WaygookinWay.com. The email address is contact@WaygookinWay.com. Thanks to everybody who's been supporting the blog posts and everything. We're at a point now where it seems pretty stable that we're going to get views from at least 40 different countries every month, which is phenomenal, especially considering that I only thought people in the United States, South Korea, and Canada would be interested in what I have to say, but views from every continent except Antarctica, basically, and that's becoming a daily thing. So definitely thank you. Please don't forget to like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ask any important questions that you may have so that I can try to help you, whether it's learning about Korean language, culture, or just what to expect when dealing with Korean people. So thanks again. I'll see you in the next episode. And as always, remember the best way to get rid of your nightmares is to live out your dreams. Goodbye.